Hey guys, it's been a while. I have been busy um, with so many things, um, but I just wanted to tell y'all about some dreams I had last night. Um, and the Lord's been giving me dreams, but I've just kind of I've only shared them with some of my friends and mentors and my prayer partners, and um, I haven't really put anything out, but I just thought it was interesting last night, which was September the 23rd of 2021. I had two separate dreams, but it ended up being in the same place, which was really unusual. And just so you know, I didn't know that this place even existed in Texas, and I don't even know anything about this place. It's just so unusual. I've never been there. Didn't know Texas even had a place called Covington, Texas. And I'm not trying to say anything about this particular town, but this is just, I'll just tell you the dreams and you can kind of take it as you want to. But um, I remember I was traveling in, it seemed like an 18 wheeler or maybe a big bus, but I think it was like an 18 wheeler. And it seemed like Brother Richard Mabry was driving it, but then later it wasn't. But whoever it was, he was taking me to um, this town called Covington, Texas, and wanted me to sing in this church. So I get to this church and everything's set up, and there's this big huge crowd in this church, and this guy comes down the the aisle, the front aisle or the middle aisle towards me, and says, "You can sing anything you want, but you have to make sure that everybody is included. So if they don't like Jesus, then you can't really talk about Jesus. But if you say Jesus, then you have to talk about others' stuff as well." They were just, it was like really double minded. They didn't really want to hear the truth. They wanted their ears tickled. That was and just entertained. Um, and then it was like some Catholic stuff in there, and Methodist and Baptist and Pentecostal. Like there was it, but it wasn't like a good unity. It was like you have to please all of us by staying neutral and not speaking actual truth. And it really bothered me severely bad. And I didn't even want to sing, if I couldn't sing for what I had came there for, which was to sing about Jesus. And and then we left, and I woke up at some point, and then I went back to sleep. And I'm sorry that I'm looking so great because I just came out of my garden, digging up sweet potatoes, and this is my first year to ever grow sweet potatoes. So I was really excited. Every time I find a sweet potato, I'm like gold. It was really exciting. So I'm sweaty, I'm red, I'm bleh, but I just felt like I needed to share this. But then the next dream, I I was traveling in a car with my mother, my brother, and it was either my sister or my daughter. I can't remember who the fourth person in the car was because I was in there as well. But we ended up traveling to Covington, Texas again. And we were going down this neighborhood area, and I just sensed trouble. And then I think we had some kind of car issues. And we saw these kids in the like babies in the street, and my mother was trying to swerve around them somehow and miss them, not run over them. Somehow I was able to get her around these babies in the street, and we just felt this chaos there. Like there was just this uneasy feeling, and something wasn't right. Like something just wasn't right in this place, and we had to get out of there. Like we were like, okay, we have got to get out of this place. Like something is not right. And I remember looking down this street. I was like, the church was down that street. I'm like, we need to get away from here as quickly as possible. And so we started traveling back down the interstate to get out of there. And that was really the gist of the dreams. But I think there was a little bit more into it, but I'm trying to recall, because it just kind of, like, it was just so odd. Because I woke up and I started praying for Covington, Texas. I was like, is there even a Covington, Texas? I had to look it up on the maps and find where it was, which it's like 2.5 hours away from here, near the Tyler, Texas area. But again, like I said, I never even knew there was a Covington, Texas, never been there. I know nothing about this town. I don't know. I just know there was like this uneasy feeling something was going to happen, or there was trouble. I felt like there was this Antichrist spirit there. But anyway, so if you want to pray for Covington, Texas, go right ahead. Maybe someone has some good words about what you feel about this, but I feel like in general the church has definitely lost its power, and it doesn't really speak truth, or it's just a watered down truth, and they say they're Christians, but they deny the power thereof, and they just want to have their ears tickled. They don't want to be convicted and have any kind of conviction and revelation or repentance in their life. And that's kind of how I felt like was in that church that I was singing in. But it was very interesting, to say the least. But anyway, miss you guys. Wish y'all well, and hope y'all have a wonderful weekend.